If you play golf, you know that feeling, right? You hit a perfect drive, it's sitting right there in the fairway, but you're left with that awkward in-between distance to the green. Well, today we're going to talk about a system that takes all that guesswork and turns your short game into a repeatable science.
50 yards. Seriously, is there a more terrifying number in golf? It's that ultimate, I don't know what to do distance. It just sends this little shiver of panic right through you. You've got a wedge in your hand, but you have absolutely no plan on how you're going to use it.
You know the drill. You're standing over the ball and your brain is just spinning. Okay, do I try to hit my lob wedge, kind of medium hard? Or maybe a really soft gap wedge? And that hesitation, that freeze up just before you swing, that's exactly what we're going to get rid of today.
Yeah, this distance, it's what we call golf's no man's land. And here's the most important thing to get. This isn't about talent. It's not that you can't hit the shot. The problem is your method.
See, here's the core issue, right? It's just too short for that comfortable full power swing that you know and trust. But it's way too long for a little simple chip you'd hit from the fringe. And that uncertainty, that's what leads to those shots we all hate. The chunk that goes 5 feet or the bladed skull that screams over the green.
So what is this flawed method we keep talking about? Well, for pretty much all of us, it's relying on feel. We think we can just feel the right distance. But for these shots, feel is a total trap. Let's break down exactly why.
Okay, let's look at the 2 ways to approach this. When you rely on feel, you're trying to change your swing speed. You're trying to guess what 70% power feels like. Under pressure, that's just chaos. But a system focuses on the one thing you can actually control, the length of your swing. Your tempo stays the same, and that creates repeatable, predictable results.
And the science behind this is actually super simple. Just think about a pendulum on a clock. If you let it go from a low point, it swings at a certain speed. But if you pull it back higher and let it go, gravity takes over and it's naturally moving faster at the bottom. It's the same idea here. Your personal tempo, your rhythm, it stays the same. The length of your backswing is what does all the work for you. So, with that in mind, let me introduce you to the solution. It's simple, it's elegant, and it puts this whole principle into practice. Welcome to the clock system. And I'm telling you, this could be the aha moment that changes your short game forever.
The whole concept is just so easy to visualize. I want you to picture yourself standing in the middle of a giant clock face. Your head is up at 12 o'clock, your feet are down at 6 o'clock. We're going to use the time on this clock to give us perfect reference points for our backswing. Now, the whole system is built on just 3 key checkpoints. That's it. First is the 7:30 swing, where your hands stop about hip height. Next is the 9 o'clock swing, where your lead arm gets parallel to the ground. And finally, the 10:30 swing, with your hands getting up to about shoulder height. Those are your 3 repeatable swings. And right here, this is the golden rule. This is probably the most important part of the whole thing. You have to use the same tempo, the same smooth rhythm for all 3 swings. You are not trying to hit the 10:30 shot harder. Trust me, the longer swing is going to create the speed all by itself. Just trust the system. Okay, so that's the theory. Sounds pretty good, right? But now let's get practical. Let's turn this idea into a powerful tool that you can actually take out on the course. It's time to build your own personal yardage matrix. This is the moment right here where you stop being a golfer who guesses and you start being a golfer who knows. You're about to create your own data-driven cheat sheet that is perfectly calibrated to your swing and nobody else's. And the process is actually pretty simple. You're going to take your wedges, all of them, to the driving range. For each club, you'll hit about 10 solid shots to each of those clock positions we talked about, 7:30, 9 o'clock, and 10:30. Then use a rangefinder to get the average carry distance. That's key, how far it flies in the air. And then, the most important part, write it all down. And here's the magic. When you're done, you're going to have a chart that looks something like this. And suddenly, boom, all those tricky in-between yardages are covered. You got 50 yards to the pin. Your chart says that's a perfect 9 o'clock swing with your lob wedge. Done. 90 yards? Well, now you've got options. A 10:30 sand wedge or a 9 o'clock gap wedge. The guesswork is gone. And this is the ultimate game changer. You're not just hoping you hit a good shot anymore. You're navigating the course with actual data. For pretty much every shot inside, say, 110 yards or so, you now have a clear, predetermined plan. This completely transforms your mindset from uncertainty to absolute confidence. So let's talk about the biggest benefit here, because it goes way beyond just hitting the golf ball. It's about turning that awful guesswork into something that feels, well, it feels like a guarantee.
What this system really does is it just erases anxiety. When you get to your ball, you're not standing there debating what to do. The decision was already made the second you looked at your matrix. Your only job now is to execute a simple move that you've already practiced. It's like having your own personal caddy who's already done all the hard thinking for you.
And here's why this is going to slash strokes from your score. The average 15 handicap golfer misses somewhere between 12 and 14 greens every single round. Think about that. That's over a dozen chances to save a stroke with a solid wedge shot. This system is designed to cash in on every single one of those opportunities. So the question is pretty simple. Are you ready to stop standing over those 50-yard shots just hoping for a good result and start executing a plan that you know is going to deliver one? It's time to clock in.